Hello everybody, LilahsGigi here. We are going to do LOKI'S MIRAGE by LoomyPippy. It is a 5-pin bar setup and it was her entry for the Halloween looming contest 2016. So if you are not following her, give her a follow. She has some beautiful, beautiful designs on her account. She has created some gorgeous things and she draws, so get a lot of nice things on there, and that's LoomyPippy, LOOMYPIPPY on Instagram. Give her a follow for me, please. So before we get started, I wanted to come back on and show you the length of the bracelet on my wrist. I went 2 full loom lengths, and it is perfect for a C-clip. Now where my tape measure is, but it's not terribly wide. 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, maybe. It's not super wide. It's only a 5-pin bar. Also, as you see me go through here, I actually had started to use the cylindric bands for this, but I had so many break when I was looming up this pattern here that I couldn't do it. So I think it would be better with the cylindric, but if you do use a cylindric, you are going to need to be super careful. And I thought I was being careful and mine broke, and I have been trying to straighten bands and I think I'm straightened out. Alrighty, so anyway, I just wanted to come back and show you the width of the bracelet and the length of it around my wrist. Alright, so on with the tutorial. So this is your loom setup. 1 down in the center, up, and then straight across. So your outer 2 are the exact same height. So we're going to drop a border band here. We're going to go from the center, diagonal to the right, and diagonal to the right, and then straight up. Okay. From here, diagonal to the right, to the left, diagonal to the left, and straight up. So you want to take those border bands all the way up to the top, okay? And when you get to the top, you will be 3 from the top. So the 3rd pin from the top, counting down, you will go diagonal in and diagonal in on both sides, and they will meet in the middle on the diagonal, okay? I will be back when I finish mine, so go ahead and finish yours. Be right back. Okay, so I am back, and this is what the top of my loom looks like. So I brought it 1, 2, 3rd down, diagonal, diagonal, and the same thing on the right-hand side. Okay, so now we're going to do this center, and we're going to follow the flipogram. Okay, so from the center, you're going to go out to the left. I'm hoping that these are going to work. They're the pearl. They're not very stretchy, so I'll keep my fingers crossed. And then from the center to the right, and then from the center straight up. Okay, we're going to do a long diagonal to the center, straight up and down, and then from the center a long diagonal down. Ooh boy, those are tight. I'm hoping nothing breaks. Well, we're just going to give it a go. Okay, so the next step is going to be 3rd one up where you left off. You're going to go diagonal to the left, straight up, and diagonal to the right, pushing those bands down. A lot on there. Okay, and then from there what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this upside down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3rd up, 2nd pin bar, diagonal to the center, from the center straight up and down, and then from the center down and to the right, long stretch. Oh boy, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on those, I'm telling you. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is do this with you one more time. Center, diagonal to the left, straight up, diagonal to the right, just like that, Then you can go back over here and you'll do a long diagonal to the center. Excuse me. Short up and down from the center, and then a long diagonal down and to the right. Okay, so do that all the way up to the end of your loom, and when you get to the top, I will meet you back here. I'm going to finish mine up, and on the top, I believe it is just going to be, you'll be left with these pins right, these short bands right here. Okay, so go ahead and finish yours up, and I will be back with you when I'm done with mine. So I am back, and this is what the top of my loom looks like. Up, up, and then diagonal to the right. And this is what your loom should look like. Get my little guy out of the way there. Okay, now I'm going to use 2 colors for the sides for in here. I believe that she used 2 colors for that. Let's see, and again, I'm going to use cylindric. She did say, Emily did say that cylindric was best with this, so that's what we're going to do. So, second pin bar, straight up, out to the left from this pin, diagonal to the left, and I believe we'll be going over to the right here, like so. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, straight up first. Straight up. So, straight up, to the left, diagonal to the left, and straight up. And to just like that. So straight up from second pin bar, second pin to the left, diagonal to the left, straight up, and then 1 across those 2. Okay, and now is where I'm going to add my other color. It's blue, but different shade. Okay, so from there you will do a, I think it's like a 7. So drop down to the 3rd pin, first pin bar. Oops, wrong color. I'll put those down so I don't use them. Okay. So we're good from here. We're going to go a diagonal down to the left and then straight across. Just like that. I'm pushing these down. So we'll do that with you one more time. My thing is stuck here. Okay, pull that down. Excuse me. All right, then we're going to add that other color that's going to go straight up, your second color, then diagonal, and then straight across. Do that with you one more time on this side. Going to add your odd color or your secondary color if you have one, just like that. Then you'll do a diagonal from there down to the left and then straight across, spanning these 2 pins. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Sorry for my hands. I have a tendency to push bands down as I go because it looks like there's going to be a lot on there. All right, so I'm going to go over to the right side here. Second pin bar from the right. Take your main color, or if you're using 2 colors, that is. First pin, straight up, out to the right, and you're working from the second the second pin bar from the right, diagonal to the right, and then straight up. Again, from this pin right here, you'll go straight up. Okay, and then you will go across. Whoop. Crooked. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to add my other color. I'm going to go straight up. This time I'm going to make a backward 7. So I'll bring my diagonal down and to the right, and then from that same pin, straight across and to the right. I'll do that with you one more time.
using my odd color, my secondary color. I'm going to take it straight up, and then I'm going to do a backward 7, starting diagonal, down to the right, and then straight across. Okay, so finish that up all the way up to the end of your loom, and I will be back with you and show you what the top of the loom should look like. Okay, so I am back, and the last thing we want to do at the top here is close this up. Okay, so we're going to lay one band straight up on that side. Oops, sorry. And if I can get one band, we'll lay one band up on the other side, straight up. And that will keep those together, okay? And I have pushed my bands down, and I know this is not a good time to be saying this, but you do need to make sure that your open ends are away from you. I should have said that at the beginning, so my apologies. If you've gotten this far and you didn't do that, sorry. Okay, so this is what your loom should look like. Okay, so I'm not really sure about the colors and how this is going to come out, but I'm actually going to use black up the center here, and what we're doing is we're just going to lay Starburst. Okay, so we're going to start middle pin bar, second pin up, diagonal to the right. And this is all from the center, diagonal to the right, down, straight up and down. You'll need to make sure that you push those bands down really good. Diagonal from the center down to the left, from the center up to the left, and then straight up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the LE Gemstone Blue that I put up the side for my single chain here. Excuse me. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to do a triple cap band here. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I can get that. So make sure that you put cap bands in the center of all of your starbursts. Okay, I'll do one more starburst with you. From where you left off, you're going to go up one pin, diagonal to the right, and this is all from the center, diagonal down to the right, straight up and down, pushing those bands down, diagonal down to the left, diagonal up to the left, and straight up. So do that all the way to the end, and you will have 3 pins left, I believe. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do the half a starburst. So if this were the end, we would go, say this is the end here, we would just go up, straight down, no, up to the left, and then straight up. I believe it would be off of here. So it will be up to the left and straight up. I'll show you when I get to the end there. I think I'll just not do it until I come back with you. Okay, don't forget to put a band, triple cap band on your starburst in the center. All right, I'll be back. So I am back, and the last thing we're going to do is second pin from the top to the right, to the left, diagonal, and then straight up. Okay, and then I am going to put a triple cap band right here. I'm looking at it, and I believe there is a triple cap band there. All right, so it might be double, but I'm so used to using triple that that's what I'm going to go ahead and use. Okay? All right, so we are now ready to turn this around, and this is what your loom should look like. And my cap bands are on the center of all of my starbursts. Okay? Oops, caught. All right. Time to loop this baby up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, middle pin, a middle pin bar, second pin, and we're just going to loop everything back to itself, taking what's on top first. And I believe right now it's that center one. Whoops. Grab it. That's my top one because of the way we laid it out. And go in and grab the next one that's on top. If you laid it like me, it should be the one that goes to the right. Bring it back to itself. And go in and grab that last one. And bring it back diagonal to the left. Okay, look at my little guy. Isn't he cute? I did him at the desert. If you saw my Instagram, you saw him on there. So I put him on the end of my hook. Excuse me. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to loom out all of the Starburst. So go in, grab the one that's on top. Should be the one that goes straight up and down. Loop it back to itself. And hopefully you've pushed all of your bands down. I have, but I'm looking at them and they're looking a little tight still. So diagonal down to the right. Your next one should go up to the right. Then I'm going to grab it from the side here. Straight up. Diagonal up into the left. And then straight down. Okay, so go ahead and loop up the rest of your Starburst all the way up to the end of your loom, and I will be back with you when I finish mine. Okay, so I am back, and the last thing I did was this Starburst up here, and this is what your loom should look like. Okay, now I have pushed my bands down, but they seem to be popping back up, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go into the second pin bar, second pin. Give me just a second here, so sorry. Second pin bar, well actually it's the third pin up from the bottom. We have these and we're going to reach in and grab that top band and bring it down. Okay, going to go into that same pin, grab the one that goes across, bring it back to itself. Go in, grab the next one, which should be the diagonal that goes to the up to the left, and then straight up. Okay. All right. So from here, what we're going to do is go into this pin here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 pins up. Second pin bar. You're just going to be bringing everything back to itself, working from the second pin bar. Okay, so everything goes back to itself. Easy peasy. Goes back. This one goes straight up. Okay, you'll go in, grab the top band, which should be going over to the, going over to the left. Bring it back to itself. The next one should be the diagonal that goes up to the left. Sorry about that. And then straight up. Okay, so finish that all the way up to the end. I'm going to go over here to the right hand side and do that same thing over here. Going to go into the third pin up and the next to the last pin bar. Going to go in there, grab that top band, which should go straight down. Go into that same pin, grab the grab the cross band that goes to the right. Go in and grab the diagonal that goes, oops, wrong band. The diagonal that goes up and to the right, and then the one that goes straight up. Do that with you one more time. Next band should be the one that goes off to the right, I believe. Let's find out. And yes, it is. The diagonal that goes up and to the right. Bring it back to itself. And then the one that goes straight up. Bring it back. Oops. Okay, so finish that all the way to the end of the loom, and I will be back with you. Alrighty, so I am back, and this is what my loom looks like. I had to actually redo this part that I'm filming now, because my white that's underneath here was cylindric. You can see it is no longer cylindric, it is now sweets. I ended up having to take the whole thing, having to relay everything and redo it, because I had the cylindric pearl white, the one that comes with the green mint in there, and I just completely busted. I can't even tell you how many bands that I busted trying to do that, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, I was not happy about that, but you know, it is what it is, right? So we make do with what we've got, and we carry on. So that being said, we're gonna try to redo these. It's just this long band in here was so tight. Every single one broke, so I couldn't take everything off and redo it. So I just had to start from the beginning. So this is a fresh batch. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in down here in this center and just bring the white up. Whoops. And I believe that's the first one that she did. Let me check this flipogram one more time. Looking at it, and yes, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to bring it straight up. Okay. And I did not push these bands in. I should have. I'm going to go over to the right, reach in through all those bands, grab the diagonal that goes to the center, and put it on. Go over to the left diagonal. Going to pick that up, just that. Sandy, come on. Going through everything on your hook, picking up that band and looping it back to itself. Okay, and this is where it broke because there are tons of bands on this. All right, so the first one I believe is the one that goes to the left. So we will go in here. We'll take the left, straight up, and then the right. Okay, so I've got to go through all of those bands and hopefully grab the right one. Oops, I think I got two. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me get over this. I have to be at an angle where I can see everything, so let's try this again. All right, so I'm going to go through and grab, well, come on. Oh my goodness. Try this again. The first one, I think it's just the first one that's going to be a little difficult to get, but I could be wrong. And I don't know if that's the right one or not. It does not look like it is. Oh, goodness me. Well, see how tight that is in there? Yeah. All right, I just want to make sure that that is the top one. And it is. It is not the top one. Hold on just a second. Oh, yes it is. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of reach in here and pull that so that I know that I'm getting the correct one. Sometimes you have to do that. I mean, hopefully you can get it. Hopefully yours won't be as hard as mine was to get. Let's try this again. Through everything. It's just the angle that I'm having to pull this is really difficult. Alright, let's try this. Is that it? Hopefully I went under enough bands and I just have the one. And I think that's it. And I'm going to pull this with my fingers because, again, it's super tight in there. And I believe that's the right one. Okay, so it goes back to itself. I'm going to reach in, grab the next one on top, maybe, 1, 2, and it should go straight up. Okay, you reach in and grab the bottom one, which should be the one that goes to the right. Okay, goodness me. Alrighty, so now that we have that, we're going to go, this is the top one, going to go to the left. So with 1, 2, 3, 4 pins up, second pin bar, grab that band and bring it to the center. Drop down, grab the last one on there, and bring it straight up. Go over to the right, grab this one, and bring it to the center. Oops. Okay. Once we've done that, we're going to reach in through all of those on there and grab 1, 2, 3, I think. Just have to be careful when you do this. It's the bottom one. It's not hard. It's just that there are a lot, whoops, don't want that to come off of there. There are a lot of bands in there. Now, if you decide to use cylindric for this part of it, you just need to be very careful with it. My lighting feels kind of strange. Yeah, you just have to be very careful with it, that's all, because there are so many bands on there. And I'm going to slip over to the side here. So the diagonal that goes up, oh, and of course I got two. 1, 2, no, come on. Come on. Alright, I think this is it. You'll be able to tell because when you pull it, again, I'm going to just use my fingers and pull this out because there's, if I can get it, there are so many bands on there that it makes it a little difficult. I just don't want it to break. Trust me. I've already had that happen and it was no fun. Alright, go in, grab the next one. Should be the one that goes straight up. And if you have to use your fingers, that's fine. Get them any way you can. Just make sure you go through all the bands on there. All right. So now we're going to go out to the side here and pull those to the center. It goes to the center. Drop down. Grab that white one. Bring it up to the center and over here and to the center. Okay, and then I'll get it on there. There are, as you can see, there are a lot of bands on here, and I did not push them down. Sometimes pushing them down might make it a little difficult to get the other bands. So, I'll try this with you one more time. Hopefully it will work. So 1, 2, 3, right under there. Oh, goodness. We all struggle, right? I don't know if that's the right one or not. It is. Thank goodness. That's a long stretch. Go in, get the next top band, which should be the one that goes straight up. Just be careful with this part of it. We've come this far. Trust me, you do not want to have to redo it. And then that goes out to the right. Okay? And then you'll just reach in and grab this one, take it to the center, drop down, bring it straight up, drop down over here and grab that diagonal that goes to the center. Okay? And just push your bands down. So go ahead and finish that. I'm going to finish mine and I will be back with you and we will do the perimeter and then this little baby can come off. See you soon. So I am back and the last thing I did was I brought these up and then I had this one here and I brought it back there. Okay? And this is what your loom should look like. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a cap band right here. Get to the center. I'll put a triple because that's what I usually use. Whoops, I think that only ended up being 2. And there we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is reach in through that cap band, grab your border band, and bring it back to itself. Go into that same pin, bring that border band up, go in and bring that border band up. So I'm going to do that all the way to the end to where they meet. And I'm going to go over here to do the other side with you. Grab this, bring it up, other one, and just follow the border all the way around to the end of the bracelet. Okay, and I will meet you back here in just a few moments. Alrighty, so I am back and I have looped most of this off of here. So what I want to do before we do this, take any further off of it, I want to pick up my closure band that I laid and I'm going to reach through all of the bands on that pin and grab that closure band, bring it up, give it a little tug with both my fingers, and you can put a C-clip on here at this point if you want. I'm going to use my trusty little plastic safety pin and close it off. Whoops, sorry, the little doggy got in the way. It's on the end, so it makes it a little hard to hold. I guess I don't need to be holding him, do I? All right, so let me close this up. Alrighty. So now that that's closed up and nice and secure, again, you can use a C-clip if you want. I never pull my bracelets off. I always release the tension on the side very carefully. Gotten this far, I do not want anything breaking. Go over to the other side and loosen that tension. Let's get in there. Nice and easy. And then this particular one, you'll pull up the center and then the sides. It's easiest. And the center and then the sides until you get it off of there. Okay, almost done. Very pretty bracelet. Excuse me. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I did not use beads on this. Emily said, well, LoomyPippy said, that if you use beads, you lose the pattern in here. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. I've got bands to straighten, of course. But yes, gorgeous bracelet. Look at that, how pretty that is. I wish that my cylindric that I was using up the center did not break, but they did, and you know what? It is what it is, and I can deal with that. So, since I did not use beads on this, let me get this off of here if I can. I got a charm that I thought would go well with this. So let me untwist this and put it on. It's perfect size, I think. We'll see. Okay. And then I would put, oh, look at that. Beautiful. I'd put that right here. And I will put that on and then take pictures when I get finished with this, when I finish straightening everything out. So, this is LOKI'S Mirage, and I don't know, I was trying to get back a little bit further, but I don't know that this is going to stay. Nope. Well, that little tripod's giving me a little problems right now. LOKI'S Mirage by LoomyPippy on Instagram. Oh, look, my nails are going to be coming off here soon. I use a peel-off base coat, and I'm going to have to redo them. All right, so anyway, I'm sorry. I was looking through the viewfinder and saw those nails coming up. But it's LOKI'S Mirage by LoomyPippy on Instagram. Hop on over to her Instagram account and give her a follow. Like her photo. She's got some gorgeous, gorgeous designs and renditions on there. Just fabulous. I am LilahsGigi on Instagram and LilahsGigi on YouTube. If you enjoyed this tutorial, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you'd like. But I would appreciate it if you would subscribe for future tutorials, which would be pretty neat. You get to see all the new things coming out. Anyway, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. I ate way too much. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, be kind.